Join now tonight for the Talk Back with Alan Cox from AFSCME Local 2058. And I understand your contract's coming up soon and you haven't got into formal negotiations yet with the city.
Correct. Our contract expires in about 20 days, and we're still waiting for the first formal meeting on the contract.
Okay. Any worry that you still haven't had the first formal meeting?
Not really. Unfortunately, contracts don't seem to be very timely anymore. Or at least they haven't been the last few times that I've been acquainted with it. And a large part of that is because of the carryover of the contracts that still aren't finalized that expired some time ago.
Okay, let's get into where the mayor stands with some of these. He's asking unions to take something like a 15% pay cut now. Right. What are your thoughts on that, especially because it was in the paper just recently, announcing that to people? Your thoughts?
Well, the number keeps changing. First it was going to be 10% wages and 8.5% pension, and now it's 15%. The problem I have is we've made some adjustments since then. We've dropped from 27.7 million down to about 21 million. That's based on some things that council did, but there have been some other changes, the layoffs and things like that. And we haven't heard what the new number is. And so things are changing rather quickly, and yet we don't know exactly what the bottom line is that we need to get to.
It appears there's an impasse between the administration and unions throughout the city. Do you see a certain reason why that's happening?
Well, I would say that it's different with each bargaining unit or union.
Okay.
Because we each have our own priorities and all. I know our members have talked about being willing to give up concessions, make some concessions, and that's because they would rather see those few employees that we have left maintained and sort of a shared participation in this rather than just a few that are having to be hit by it.
Your members more supervisory roles here in the city as opposed to police officers, firefighters, and
right,
such.
the technical and professional as well.
Do you think that the labor trouble that we're seeing with different unions, overall, do you think some of the things could have been avoided if there was maybe more communication between both sides?
Well, I've been sort of thinking that maybe the next biggest crisis we have in the city is the communications problem.
Okay.
And yes, I think had we started very differently back in October or maybe even June and July, that was when the city had a pretty clear indication that last year was going to have some real financial problems. And to wait to the last minute is not a very productive procedure or process to take. Some
specific units like the police and fire, they've been talking about they're not 100% sure if the numbers they're getting from the administration are 100% accurate. Do you feel like you're getting accurate data from the city?
Well, part of the problem is it can't be accurate because we haven't officially finalized the 2008 budget. And so
wait, you said we're still working on 2008?
Yes. Well,
okay.
And you know, they know that some of the figures are firm, but with our financial program and software and all that we're using, and some of the other factors of finalizing that, and 2009's budget was based on 2008. So if we didn't spend all that money in 2008,
maybe more.
We already have a savings, and those are the kinds of things that we know we aren't confident of yet.
Okay. Thank you very much. Alan Cox with AFSCME Local 2058. That is tonight's Talk Back.